Months ago, it was reported that Paul Manafort's plea deal had fallen apart, it had crumbled because he was caught lying to prosecutors. And so the big question was, well, what was the lie? How did he lie to prosecutors? Why is it that he's now losing an opportunity at a plea deal? Well, we have just received that information, partly because of a redacted document that wasn't so redacted. And through that document, we learned that Paul Manafort actually shared Trump campaign polling data with an associate tied to Russian intelligence during the 2016 campaign. Okay, so that's a pretty big deal. That is something that he apparently lied to prosecutors about. And he lied about a whole host of things. Now, in one portion of this filing, Manafort's lawyers tried to redact the filing, by the way, and they failed at doing that. I'll tell you how they failed in a minute. But Manafort may have discussed a Ukraine peace plan with the Russian associate, Konstantin Kilimnik, on more than one occasion. Okay. So various peace plans were proposed, including at least one that called for the lifting of American sanctions against Russia. Manafort and his Russian buddy had worked closely together for years on behalf of Russia-aligned Ukrainian interests. So these are, again, things that Manafort had lied to prosecutors about. And this filing that was supposed to be redacted was filed by his defense attorneys. And the reason why the attempt at redacting it failed is because they thought, oh, we'll just go ahead and block things out with the black font. But all you have to do is literally highlight it on the computer, and then it comes up as white font, and you can read the redacted portions. These are lawyers. These are lawyers who are working on a very high-level case. Yes. It's amazing.
Yes, no, it's, I would almost just wonder kind of, what are the legal ethical rules on doing your due diligence and not presenting a document to the court that is supposed to be redacted that isn't. It's such a JV mistake. There are various redaction type software. Adobe has some great stuff to just go through wet word and maybe figure, hey, I'm gonna highlight it and make it go black and see how that, there's so much, like it's an aroma of the malpractice-y ignorance thing, but also yes, because it's such a high level and significant case, but now we all have this information. I almost wonder if it was intentional.
Yeah, they've got a countless amount of money. We talked about his ostrich vests that Manafort had, but they can't afford a legal team that can think one step past this in order to keep these things the way they'd like it to be. But you know what? I'm actually happy. I'm not saying no one else is, but I'm happy that they found incompetent folks to do this. They always say criminals will get caught because they're always so dumb anyway, because they didn't have much of a plan, because they're not like masterminds. They just think, ooh, there's a bank, I gotta rob it. Who cares about casing? Let's go in now. The security guard is old, but you don't realize anything else about it. These are the types of people we're dealing with. These are the type of people that have been working with the president of the United States, and we see by his legal team, Rudy Giuliani, what the kind of people we're dealing with there as well. So, I mean, I almost hate bringing up how ridiculous they are and how clueless they are, because they might think twice and go, let's have a second thought about this, because we keep stepping on our own feet. And I just want to keep seeing it happening.
The thing I think is very, very funny for me, at least because I've worked in various law firms and government agencies and whatnot, is that, I have worked with partners who are older and they don't do the technology thing, and so they rely on a younger teammate. And so it just makes me think about his legal team and that they probably lack some diversity in age, and I wouldn't be surprised in other areas of diversity. But that's kind of the power when you have a bunch of different minds of different ages that come from different places. They bring different strengths to the team. And so this is an example of what happens when you do not diversify your legal team. You end up in issues like this, and it's just shenanigans. But then again, your lawyer is a reflection on your client, and the client is a notorious liar and deadbeat.
So one of the other parts of this filing that I thought was interesting was, look, the whole reason why this filing even happened was it was a response to what prosecutors were arguing. So the prosecutors argue, hey, no more plea deal because he lied, and this is how he lied. And the defense attorneys responded to it with this filing. And so they come up with a host of excuses for why Paul Manafort had lied. Now, prosecutors also accused him of misleading them about his contacts with senior administration officials, about a payment from a pro-Trump political action committee made to cover his legal expenses, and about how he and Kilimnik tried to influence the testimony of witnesses. So those are all the lies that led to the dismantling of his plea deal. And Manafort's defense lawyers blamed a faulty memory, lack of access to his own records, and illness for his mistakes, saying that their client has gout, depression, and anxiety. I mean, it could be really depressing if you're held in solitary confinement without the comfort of your ostrich vest. But
the thing that really also gets me about this, how you've noted about this filing in terms of just delivering excuses, they didn't even need to file this because they're not really going to oppose the prosecution's withdrawal of the plea deal. So this never even needed to happen. And the fact that you did it anyways, you messed it up in a JV way, and then now everyone knows your business and you look really stupid. It's just, it's all, it's all really par for course.
So there's this political action committee that paid parts of it. He's lied to them about that, lied about connections with the Trump administration, but also we find out from, again, the way that they messed up their filings was he also worked in a specific way to try and plan things for this administration to come in and work with Russia, with Ukraine, and making sure that things happen the way they needed it to happen. It lines up perfectly with what we've been talking about. So again, this paves the way to show, hey, so Manafort worked with Trump, but he knew nothing about what was going on. Why is he talking to this specific Russian operative?
yes.
About ways to maybe lift sanctions, work with them in certain ways in the future in case this guy comes in. Also with what, polling data?
Yes.
That's what else he gave?
Yes.
What's the reason for giving people all this if you have nothing, no business with them?
Well, also, more importantly, remember when Paul Manafort began working on Trump's campaign, he offered to work for free, but it wasn't really for free. Now,
come on.
Look, obviously, I can't say without a shadow of a doubt, this is partly speculation, but I think it's an informed speculation.
They call it a hypothesis.
Yeah, this is my hypothesis. Look, he was willing to work on that campaign for free because he's gonna get paid later by his Russian buddies who are trying to get these sanctions lifted.
Yep.
So, come on guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're
the
all smart
ostrich
people.
vests will not pay for themselves.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this free clip of the Young Turks. Don't forget to become a TYT member today. For more exclusive content, join now at tyt.com/join.